We got the brand new Google Pixel Watch. This has been rumored for years and it's finally come out. In this video, we're going to be going over the pros of the device, the cons of the device, and a couple of comparisons, but at the end of the day, is it best for you? Let's go ahead and get right into it. Getting into the pros, first thing is its design. This stainless steel body is great. It has Gorilla Glass 5 on top, and it comes in 3 different colors. It comes with a matte black, a polished stainless steel, and it also comes in a gold stainless as well for a lot of you guys out there. The band actually does come with 2 different bands and its clasping mechanism. A couple people said it was a little difficult to do it. I found it relatively easy to snap on and off, put on different bands, and it comes with 2 different sizes in the box. So I do have relatively small wrists. I did have to actually grab the smaller one in the box to fit it a little bit better, so that is a big plus. It does come in with 5 atmospheres of water resistance, so you can go swimming with this device, but in no way, shape, or form should you go saltwater swimming. That is going to erode pretty much everything, especially the plastic stuff. It has a 1.2-inch AMOLED always-on display that is very vibrant. A lot of people were talking about how the bezels looked. I actually thought the bezel looked pretty good using it day in and day out. Can recognize them if you're really looking, but at the end of the day, there is no issues with the bezel in my opinion. Of course, it would be better if it was a little bit bigger. It'll be a little bit easier to type on for text responses, but the size isn't too bad. The watch face itself is very customizable throughout the Google Pixel app itself, and you can customize each face itself, and then there's even some secondary and third-party app faces, so there's pretty much almost endless ways to customize your watch face. It does come with 2 physical buttons. There is a rotating button. When you do press on that button, it goes through all of your apps, and it has a nice little tactile vibration when you do roll through it, and when you press that button again, it always goes home. The top right button, if you click it once, that will be going to your recent apps, and if you hold on to it, that'll be going right to Google Assistant. So Google is built in. You have Google Assistant, you have Google Maps, and you have Google Wallet all built in. There is no Fitbit Pay, so if you're used to Fitbit Pay, that is not on the Pixel Watch. It is using Wear OS 3.5, and in my opinion, this actually might be one of my favorite things I've ever done with an Android smartwatch. It was so responsive. Everything I needed to do when you swipe from up to down goes into all of your quick notifications. When you swipe from down to up, that is all your messages and emails. When you swipe from right to left or left to right, these are all your tiles and widgets that you can customize throughout. I didn't really see any lagging unless I did want to get into a workout. Typically it takes about a second or 2 to load in, but it really wasn't as long, especially when you're talking about the Sense 2 when I reviewed that. So overall, the user interface experience has been a big positive on my end. Also, with it using Wear OS 3.5, it has a ton of third-party app support, like your Pandora, like your Spotify. You can upload Strava on here and it'll upload all of your workout data right onto it. And of course, it being Google and just putting this out, they're going to make sure to keep updating it as well. The sleep tracking on this guy, Fitbit's always great with sleep tracking. This is the same. It has great sleep tracking, but of course you do need to have that battery life. We'll get into that later in the video. The fitness tracking has been a big plus. Its heart rate sensor checks your heart rate every second, and you can see it tick up and down every time you look down at it as well. And with that, if you check DC Rainmaker's video, he shows you how impressed he was with not only its fitness tracking, but its GPS tracking as well. So that is a big plus, especially considering the Sense 2, which was relatively disappointing. I'll be linking DC Rainmaker's video down below. The sensors you get on it, you get a compass, you get an altimeter, you get blood oxygen saturation, you get a multi-purpose electrical sensor, optical heart rate sensor, of course, accelerometer, gyroscope, and an ambient light sensor, so we can actually check to see how bright the screen should be in your setting. It does have a microphone and speaker built in, so you are able to, of course, get your Google Assistant, but if you want to take calls on this, you can do that as well. It's not the loudest speaker in the world, and actually, when you get out of the box, I did have to actually mute the speaker, so it wasn't always making noises. I didn't have to ever do that on any of my other smartwatches. Let's get into not really a con, not really a pro. The one thing is it does come with one size. It's the 41mm. So I would rather it be a little bit bigger. I do have smaller wrists and it is relatively small on my wrist. If they came with a 45mm, that would be great, which of course would make the screen size bigger. And not only that, it would make the battery size bigger, which I think would be a big plus. Hopefully they come out with a bigger version of this. Fitbit Fitbit Premium. It does come with 6 months of Fitbit Premium built in, but there are a couple of things behind that paywall. Like, of course, you will be able to get your active zone minutes, your floors, steps, and all that built in. Stress management will be there as well. And when you get into your sleep score, you will be able to see your REM, your deep, your light sleep, but you will not be able to see this month on end, year on end. You will not be able to see that without Premium. But when you do want to click on the actual thing itself, it will show your deep, your light, and your REM sleep and all that, but it won't really check your restoration and your sleeping heart rate. You do need Premium for that. Also, when you get into health metrics, you will be able to check all these things like breathing rate. You'll be able to check heart rate variations 7 days at a time. For some reason, it isn't doing oxygen saturation right now, which I'm not really sure why it's not doing that. It might be in an update. I haven't heard anything from Google quite yet. And resting heart rate. Where you won't get are these trends, that top right button. So on these trends, you can see 30-day periods, 90-day periods, see where your trends are. You will not be able to get that without Premium. And the readiness score. I was using readiness score with the Sense 2 and the Versa 4, and I think it has improved drastically since they launched it last year with the Charge 5. You will not get a readiness score without Fitbit Premium. It is using last year's Exynos 9111 system on a chip, so we were hoping for something a little bit more up to date, but when you're actually using it, it's not the biggest of deal. Again, it's very snappy. I didn't see any lag while I was using the actual device. Apps on the screen. So when you go into apps, you kind of just have to go through a full list. Samsung did a little bit better. They made it look a little bit more like Apple, and hopefully within an update, you'll be able to do something like that. There's no customizable buttons currently, so even when I hold on my big button, it doesn't really do anything but go into my apps. Hopefully you will be able to customize the buttons, but currently you cannot. Hopefully you're getting a lot of great information from this video. If you are, please smash that like button. It's going to help push it out to the YouTube algorithm to show it to more people to help me grow my channel. Let's get into the cons. The first thing is going to be the workout apps themselves when you have them on. They aren't very customizable. So say within a run, you aren't able to customize the screen to what you want to look at. So that's a little disappointing. Hopefully that will be in an update, but currently you cannot customize anything like that. And the workouts, it doesn't have all the workouts that the other Fitbits have. It doesn't have things like interval workouts and CrossFit workouts and a multitude of other ones. I'm not exactly sure why they do not have them on the Pixel Watch. It is a little disappointing, but hopefully, again, maybe in an update. The durability. So this is all glass. Corning Gorilla Glass 5. I saw something online. Again, it is an online source, but it dropped from about hip height onto a tile and it broke the entire screen. And when they contacted Google about it, there was no real recourse for it currently. So if you're doing things like going on hiking with a lot of rocks in the area, if you're going on rock climbing in a general sense, if you're doing something where this is going to nick against some hard surfaces, I don't know if I can currently recommend it for you to use, as it could break unless you get like something that could put on top, which there's always an option for something like that. The battery life. So when they did announce it, it said up to 24 hours, and I was a little concerned at that point, and yeah, I can get up to 24 hours, but that's if I'm not doing heavy use, if I'm not doing my media player, so say using it with a lot of podcasts and stuff like that, so the media player is always in the background, or if I'm not doing more than 45 minutes of a workout, I could still get in that day, but if I'm doing any more than that, I cannot get in the day. So the charger itself is a magnetic charger that kind of pops right on puck style. The sad thing is it isn't really the strongest of magnets, as it kind of falls right off, but there's not really a big issue with that. As far as the charging is concerned, about 30 minutes will get you about 50%, which is pretty decent. If you do it for about 55 minutes, about an hour, you get 80%. It takes about 80 minutes to get a full 100%. If you can schedule your day to charge this at least 30 minutes twice a day, you can use it perpetually, but I probably would recommend grabbing a second puck if you need to do something at work, or just keeping this on your person. It is USB-C, which I'm a big fan of, so you will need to have a USB-C brick on you to be able to charge the device. With that, if you want to go on a run with GPS, you're probably only going to get about 5 hours of battery life maximum with this guy with GPS built in, which isn't the best. And it doesn't have any Apple support. I mean, you guys should know that it is a Google device. You do need Android 8.0 or higher. Another funny little thing with the battery, it says it doesn't currently support anything like Qi wireless charging, but with my Samsung Ultra 22, I put on wireless sharing and it actually did connect to the band itself. So hopefully with maybe an update, it will be confirmed to have Qi wireless charging, but it is a little anecdotal about which phones and which chargers do works with the Pixel Watch. So what are my overall recommendations with the Google Pixel Watch? It is a great smartwatch, and to be honest, a pretty darn good fitness watch as well. As with the Fitbit Sense 2, it just seemed like it needed to be in the oven a little bit more to have all its features, because there's so many features it doesn't have currently that it needs an update for that we're waiting for. We don't know when that update is going to occur. And with that, it even has a better heart rate tracker than the Sense 2 and a better GPS than the Sense. So if you're looking for a Fitbit device, the Google Pixel Watch is definitely going to be top of the line. The only real issue is going to be battery life. You will need to kind of schedule around when you are going to be charging it. Of course, taking a shower at night is an easy way to get a solid 30 minutes in, but then you should also get another 30 minutes in, whether it might be on a commute, whether it might be while you're going to the bathroom or something like that. So that does mean you do have to keep the puck with you. There are other options with Wear OS, like with the Samsung Galaxy Watch 5, that you actually do get a couple of extra things. There is a better battery life on it. It does come in two different sizes, a 41mm and a 45mm. And it has things like body composition and ECG and all of that, but you do need to have a Samsung device to get a lot of those extra things with the Pixel Watch 5. I am going to be doing a couple of comparison videos between this and the Sense 2, between this and the Samsung Galaxy Watch 5, so make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you'll be one of the first ones to know when that video does come out. If you're looking to purchase any of these products, they will be linked down below. They will be pushing you to Amazon, and a little bit of that purchase is going to help me grow my channel. But as always, stay happy, stay healthy, and above all, stay positive. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.